I haven't seen it.
And we should be streaming.
Welcome to Festival X, everybody. The only show out there to give you all your festival lifestyle and festival music and festival news and festival. Wait, we got festivals again? Who's in the Zoom right now?
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Bernard.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mocha Princess. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Oh, I feel so special. Yes, welcome everyone to a special edition of Festival Addicts. It is my birthday, but we are going to be recapping one of the biggest takeovers that happened this weekend. And Liz was there for the Dirty Bird Camp-In. So Liz, tell us, what was the first big festival like that like?
It was like coming home and being with all your family and people, and it just felt like everything you were missing, like all the bad is gone. It's gonna be good from here on out. We still have to be smart, still have to be safe, still have to do the right things. But as long as you're smart and safe and being outside, being vaccinated for me was like a big thing. I just felt like a weight was lifted off me and I can go forth, and being with all your friends who you haven't seen in over a year. It was amazing. It was the best thing ever. And the music was just phenomenal, nonstop. And everyone there at the festival, home-based music festival trips, put together an amazing event. They know the logistics. Dirty Bird has all the music. The artists had the best time. The producers had the best time. All the headliners and all your friends, everyone had the absolute best time. And everyone was saying, I can finally be myself. And that was the best part of it. It really was.
So let's take it back for a minute. Where was it located at again? So what was the hotel that they did Dirty Bird Camp-In at?
It was at the Avanti Palms in Orlando. So last year, or 2 years ago now, in June, Homebase had done their first and only summer session there. So I had not been to that hotel. I'd been to their other one. But this is the one that has the big 12-story tower, and all the renegades are happening right outside your room. You open up your door and there's a party in front of you. And they had 2 rooms inside for the after parties. They had a stage outside right in the pool, or right next to the pool. Plenty of room for dancing. It wasn't crowded. You could be where you wanted to be. It was really nice. I know they had 2,000 attendees there. Then plus all it was, I think, 53 or 54 musicians on the docket for the weekend. And it was perfect. You could do what you felt comfortable with. And I think that was the biggest piece of it, because everyone's at different levels of comfortability, and it's going to be that way for probably a good year, and everyone could be comfortable. So yeah, it was really good. And everyone was either tested for COVID or had already been vaccinated. So it was one of the two. Every single person was.
Okay, that's fantastic. Because that was going to be my next question, was like, how did they handle the attendees with the pandemic and the virus and everything? So,
yes, it was really smart how they did it. As you came up, before you even went to check-in, you went over to a tent that was handled by a a company that does the testing. And so it was completely separate. So you'd have to show your card and ID, or if you wanted to get the test done, I believe it was 60 or 65, and it was a rapid test. So you know within 10 to 15 minutes, they had a little waiting area. And then you got your COVID wristband. Once you had that, then you would go in for check-in.
Okay.
So they'd have you sign, the hotel waiver before you even enter the hotel. And then you sign the Dirty Bird waiver for all the events and stuff like that they did. And then they get you checked in, you get your wristband, your welcome packet with your bags of goodies, and then go get your merch. And then because I pre-ordered like my fan and my parasol, and I got a hat somewhere. And then you go and check in for your room. They gave us free Red Bulls because Red Bull was sponsoring with Deep Eddy vodka. And yeah, and so it was really cool how they had all that set up. The drinks were all Deep Eddy vodka with Red Bull. And you could get water and stuff like that too. Everything was readily available. The food was all the hotel had done all the food and catering. I did not try the food in case you were wondering.
You know I'm gonna ask, Liz.
I know.
You know I was gonna ask.
Yes. Now, what I had heard from the other attendees and friends and all that is some things were good, and I think they had a portobello mushroom that just was not.
Well, it's a portobello mushroom. That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it was like a mushroom burger for those who didn't want to eat and all that. And then, but the drinks were great, and I drank the whole weekend, and I didn't pay for a single one. I just ended up, everyone is feeding me drinks. I was like, fine, and it was a good time. But yeah, it was, they did a really, really great job of being accessible, being available. And the nice thing is, if you wanted to go back to your room, go back to your room. You had your time outside, you had your time when you could go relax, could take a nap. That's what I love. Daytime festival. I need a nap. I go take a nap, and then you come back out and do it all over again.
So how was because I've never done like a resort takeover like that. So my question is how does the music, does it start at a certain time, and then like from what time to what time does the festival go? Is it like normal festival hours, or?
It's similar. So they did do a pre-party Thursday night. I was supposed to go, but I ended up needing to stay back home that evening. So I came out early in the morning. And that was like from, I think 9 or 10 p.m. to like 4 a.m. All the music they had scheduled starting at noon, like opening ceremonies, activities, and the music got going by 1. And then the pool stuff would end at 11 p.m. They'd start the indoor at 10 p.m. Okay. And then that would go till 6 a.m. And then they finish at 6 a.m. and then the Renegades are happening. There was not really a downtime of music. I think the Renegades, people were supposed to end at like 8, 9 a.m. Yeah, especially the last night. It went till way past noon. So wow. It was definitely like a camping festival in the fact that something was always going on 24/7. But it was also like the cruise ship where you had different events and things like that happening throughout.
Okay.
Yes. So I didn't get to play bingo, but they had bingo, and our friends Genevieve and Brian, Jen won bingo. So she won a room for next year. So
that's really cool.
That's an awesome bingo prize.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing. They had like a Florida man contest thing. Yes, we ended up on stage dancing. So Kevin, there is a short video of my friend Kevin twerking on stage in front of Shiba song playing. So that was fun. It was just really cool. It was really neat. Yeah.
That's really cool. So,
Yeah.
so this was not like an all-inclusive thing. It was just kind of like an event located at a hotel, not
Yeah.
necessarily like a resort type thing.
Well, it was resort. So like the hotel was closed off and
Okay.
so it was like all inclusive without the all inclusive drink and food.
Okay.
So you could bring your own, like a lot of people brought their own beverages and brought their own food. And then, but if you didn't have that, then you could of course buy there.
Okay.
So that's where I say it was kind of like camping because you're used to bringing your food.
Right. Okay.
But it had the feel of the ships. And anyone who's done a Dirty Bird event, they're pretty wild. I mean, I did Dirty Bird Camp Out in October of 2019 in preparation for Friendship. And Dirty Bird definitely is the wild, I think, of all. I would definitely say Dirty Bird's the most wild of them all.
Hey, Liz,
well,
we got a question in the chat.
Yeah.
Liz, how much was this?
So you could, if you had a 4-person room for Friday through Monday, it was $483. No, that was Thursday through. If you didn't want to come Thursday, it would have ran you about $435. So
that's not bad.
Yeah. And then I did do the upgrade to VIB, so very important bird. That was another $169. So for me, just because I do like to have that VIP access, we got a few extra goodies with that. I do think it was maybe a little bit more on the pricier side for what you got, but they did a good job of like really just taking care of people. And like I don't know if you guys knew that I fell down the stairs a couple weeks ago. So I'm not as mobile as I normally am. And they did a really good deal with, if you were ADA, letting you go in through the exits so you didn't have to walk and things like that. In fact, at the after parties, I'm sitting there, I'm dancing. Security could tell I was in pain, brought me a chair so I could sit in the center 4 rows back and party with all my friends. So if you saw someone sitting in a chair because she couldn't stand anymore, that would be this little old bird here.
That's actually really cool that they were that attentive. So I think that's great.
Yeah, it was, I think the nice thing with it being a smaller event with, 2,000-3,000 people, something like that. And in Dirty Bird, their camp out was like 8,000 people when I went. And I had ADA then too, because I'm old and have issues. They were very attentive there too. So I'm very pleased with how both Music Festival Trips and Dirty Bird does everything and really takes care of you if you need that little extra assistance. So that was very helpful, but everyone had the best time. You could tell everyone was like, a year is enough, and just went hardcore for sure.
So I have another question. So it was it Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
It was, and then they had the early day. You could come on Thursday. Yeah.
Okay, so you said that when you were doing the check-in, if you pre-ordered merchandise, you could pick that up. So tell us, what merchandise did you get?
Well, I got my parasol, which was really nice. I mean, obviously it's Florida in the beginning of summer, And I just didn't want to lotion myself up with sunscreen. So I had my parasol. I have a sun shirt. I got my Dirty Bird fan. Oh, I got to go play arcade games with Gina Turner, who's out of New York. And so I met her. She's a DJ. And we had a good time. We played arcade games. So I don't know if you guys know about the app Unity. Have you heard about that app yet?
No.
Yeah, so Unity, they have an app and you listen to music on Spotify, you gain points, and then you can redeem things. So I got a free drink ticket. I got the arcade games with Gina, and then a bunch of us also won a mixology class in the artist lounge with the artists. And so we got to do that. And they taught us how to make drinks and gave us drinks and swag and all that stuff. So Unity put all that out so the artists could say, yeah, I'll give this or I'll do that. And you could go and meet your DJs. And I got to hang out with Claude Von Stroke and when we did the mixology class, and he even was like, I didn't even know these resort things were even it wasn't on his radar. And I said, yeah, this is the way to go. So they're definitely, Dirty Bird's clued into doing Resort Fest now. So I think because we don't know what's going to happen with cruises, I think you will start seeing a lot of these resort festivals, long weekend festival type thing. And everyone comes and hangs out together.
Well, I know for the cruise industry, they are talking about having cruises start in the next couple of months. Because,
Yes.
Groove Cruise is still scheduled to take place in January of next year. And
Yes.
very, very interesting thing that happened with Groove Cruise is that Dirty Bird is hosting a stage there. So Claude Von Stroke and a lot of his artists will be there. So that's really fun. So it's scheduled, but there's still a lot of uncertainty with the whole cruise industry. They're not sure how they're going to be handling, the attendees getting onto the ship, whether it's going to be vaccine required or if the negative PCR test is going to be enough. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. But it's scheduled to take place. They've done some test cruises. And it's all been successful with the protocols that they put into place. So the cruise board is definitely taking this serious because there's already a whole bunch of nasty viruses on board. They don't want to add the coronavirus. So
right.
That's really interesting. But
that's something I think that now that there are multiple vaccines, us in the US, we are very fortunate that we have availability, whereas other countries don't have as much of the availability as we have right now. It's going to come down to what's the government going to let them do. I think what I'm seeing in the past week is things are now moving very quickly, even back east. We are going to no mask required for fully vaccinated people starting the 19th. So which is like next week. So everything's starting to move the right way. Of course, I think we're pretty close to 70% vaccinated in our state. So
that's great.
Yeah, we've been moving very quickly, and I believe they've been moving very quickly also in New York. So
California. California is getting ready to open next month too. So but California has done really well. Our cases have gotten to be the lowest in the country. So we're doing something right with our 40 million people. So I'm pretty happy.
Yes. So I'm so happy. I think we're very lucky that good parts of the country, a lot of parts of the country are getting to where we need to be. And I think the rest will eventually follow suit.
Yeah, so I think so too.
Yeah.
So what else do you want to tell us about the Dirty Bird Campin' before we finish covering Groove Cruise and Holy Ship that kind of announced?
Yeah, the music was fantastic. You could really tell that the DJs, like their heart and soul, they missed this so much. They just needed the energy and vibe. And I will tell you, Bernard, 2 Live Crew was the best way to end everything. And yes, me and Paul and Pet were sitting there yelling at the top of our lungs. It was definitely like all the late 30 and 40-year-olds went all out. We had the best time.
I would have paid money just to see you at a 2 Live Crew show.
Well, there are some videos, so I will get those to you.
Please.
Everyone started. We went hard. I will say we went hard, and we had the best time. If they're out playing again, I'm gonna go back for sure.
That's great.
Thanks.
That's so exciting. I saw the pictures that you took, and it looks like everyone was just having the time of their lives at that event.
Yes, it was to be able to hug your friend, your closest friends again. It makes you appreciate everyone who you have missed and haven't been able to be around. It was everything we were hoping for.
Wow. So have they announced for their next event?
Not officially. The camp out that's going to be happening in Modesto, that is in early October. So okay. I highly recommend, go if you can. I unfortunately am allergic to Modesto, we found out. So I can't, I was dying. I had couldn't breathe and anything.
It's Modesto. Don't worry about it. We understand.
Yes. So I will be doing all of their camp in events, but I can't go back out to that area of the country as I am allergic, we now know. So I did one. It was great. I will certainly go to their next events and their stage takeovers. So
that's pretty awesome.
Thanks.
All right. So the
real world. Yeah, tell us all the announcements.
Yeah, so as Bernard mentioned, we're getting festivals back. So there has been a long list of events from locations all around the country, including the Gorge and Red Rocks. And I think there's a couple in Vegas and California and Florida, and just New York is having events. So for the sake of time, we can't cover all of them, but the big ship companies have definitely started announcing their lineups. Holy Ship has released their lineup and went on sale, and they're completely sold out for that. But Groove Cruise, which a lot of us on the show have attended, has announced their lineup. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, Dirty Bird is actually hosting a stage there. So we're actually going to be getting a Dirty Bird takeover on Groove Cruise happening in January. So that's going to be very exciting.
I think that's going to be the cruise I'm going to go on.
Better buy now.
We're 90% sold out.
Yeah, that's this week's got to look at and see what I can do.
Use code AZLOVE.
Got it.
Yeah. So that's all been the interesting news that's taking place. But guys, everything is going on sale. There's a lot of events that are announcing, but the pandemic is still with us. And so there is a possibility that some festivals may not happen. And Seismic did put out an announcement that there is a possibility that they could be canceled. So just keep an eye on it. Everybody is still following, the expert advice of the CDC and everything, and they're following guidelines.
Weather.
Because of weather?
Huh? Yeah. It's Texas. It's shitty weather all the time.
Well, and especially we're in May, and being someone from the Midwest, April, May are really tough months to do something outside. So I completely understand that. They could be a washout, literally. So
Hi, Daniela.
Hi.
Yeah, so that's basically that's it. We're gonna have a short show today only because my dinner is arriving and I have to get to my family. So
and celebrate your day.
I'm gonna go do that. I just had a mimosa before the show and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I need a refill. So, but yeah, is there anything else that we want to mention about any of the other events before we close out the show?
I think we're good.
Arizona has a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, isn't Thomas Turner at work?
Relentless Beats is doing legit work for Arizona, y'all. Support
Yeah.
them.
It's everything's coming back, so just get your socials and everything loaded up because the announcements are popping.
Get your
That's
bank account loaded up.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like it's looking like July, August, September, and especially October are going to be jam-packed full of just events everywhere. So
Yeah.
you guys keep up with them all. Team No Sleep is coming back in full effect soon
Yes.
enough. Not me though, but like I know a lot of people who will not be sleeping.
No sleep October.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. But I mean, it's been a long time coming, so I'm pretty excited events are coming back. So I
Yay.
think that's everything.
All
All right,
right.
so let's close out the show. So everyone, let's tell them where we can find you on social media. We'll start with you, Liz.
You can find me on Instagram at Lizzie LIZY .Mae. And
Daniela.
Danielle.
I'm at DannyLove22492 on Twitter and Instagram.
And Bernard.
Fat, black, and awesome.
And I'm your Mocha Princess on Instagram. And don't forget to check out all of our social medias. It's in this beautiful border that we have here. So we're on Twitch and Twitter and Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook and Spotify and just everywhere. That we're everywhere. So check us out there. And we want to thank you guys all for joining us on the show. And we hope you guys all have a great week. And we will see you next week.
Yay. Have a good one.
Thanks everyone for being on the show.
Thank you.